important. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we are going to continue our journey in articulation lessons or al-makharij. And today we reach to the middle of the tongue. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Let's begin, my dear sisters. Now you can see. Okay. Well, my dear sisters, you remember when we began the tongue and we take the back of the tongue and we said that it is the articulation point of qaf and kaf. This was the last week. And we ended this part. Today, inshallah, we are going to begin the middle of the tongue, the middle part of the tongue. The middle part of the tongue, my dear sister, it is the articulation point of three letters, okay? They are Jim, Aj, and Sheen, Ash, and the Ya, the Ya, not the natural madya, because the natural madya we will add the oral cavity to the articulation point of the normal Ya, and of course the kasra. So today we are going to talk about those three letters, Jim, Sheen, Ya, and they are all produced from the same area, which is the middle part of the tongue with the hard palate. Middle part of the tongue with the hard palate or the bony palate. We'll begin with Jim. How I pronounce Jim. As we agree, if I want to pronounce any letter, I'm going to read it by... I'm going to mute your sound. I'm going to proceed by Hamzat al-Wasl with Fatha, and the letter is going to have Sukoon. Aj. Try it. Aj. Okay, this is the articulation point. Here we are going to explain about the articulation point. When I am pronouncing the Jim with a Sukoon, middle part of the tongue is going to be raised towards the hard palate, leaving no space in between, full contact. Again, with Jim, Aj, middle part of the tongue will be raised towards the hard palate, making full contact, no space and in between. That's why the sound is blocked here. Here sound's coming. So the sound's going to be blocked behind the closed articulation point. What happened then? If I say this without opening the articulation point, the letter will be inaudible. You can't hear anything. What's I had to open the articulation point so you can hear the letter. Aj. Okay, left doesn't move. Aj. So after the articulation point being closed totally, 100% full contact, it will be opened like with qaf, if you remember, but with a degree of force. The articulation point is just like this. This is the middle part of the tongue. This is the hard palate, making full contact, and then open with a degree of force, like this, with a degree of force. This opening with a degree of force will allow or will make the sound which is blocked behind to run through the articulation point with a degree of force, and this is called the qalqala to be happened. Just like the qaf. What we did say with the qaf, it was the back of the tongue making full contact with the soft palate. You remember? Making full contact and then open it with a degree of force. So I say aj. If I open the articulation point nicely, quietly, okay, nicely or quietly, this will cause qalqala not to happen. Aj, aj, no. Open, close well, and then open with a degree of force, okay? Aj, 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 like aqqa, aqqa, aqqa. Both are having qalqala or disturbance. It's more or less not correct translation. It's literally translation, but this is what's available because Arabic language is it's richer than any other language. So Qaf and Jim having qalqala as one of their main characteristics or sifat. Qalqala will happen when the articulation point of any letter will be closed, totally closed, and then opened with a degree of force. This will allow or will make the sound which is dropped behind to be pushed with a degree of force, and this is the qalqala, just like the can, as we explained before. If I open the can, the steam which is blocked inside the can will be pushed suddenly and make this sound. So this is the qalqala. So I say aj, aj. I close the articulation point. The middle part of the tongue will be making full contact with the hard palate, full contact, no space in between. No space in between. Okay? So aj, ja, ju, ji, ja, ju, ji. Sorry, G, the left doesn't move. Ja, ju, G, G, aj, aj, it's here, okay? Right. Okay, let's go to the next letter. And don't worry, at the end, we'll make comparison between the three letters which are coming out from the same articulation point as we used to do. So do not worry. Everything, inshallah, is clear and easy. Just, my dear friends, study. As I told you, tajweed, just like math. Rules, training, solving a lot of problems, and you are there. Sheen, ash, from the same area, middle part of the tongue will be raised toward the hard palate. Until now, it is the same. But, but, there is a distance in between, my dear sister. There is no full contact. There is no full contact like with Jean. So the middle part of the tongue is raised toward the hard palate, leaving a distance in between to allow the voice to run through this articulation point. So Sheen, the same like Jim, but there is no complete contact. There is no contact at all. So the middle part of the tongue raised toward the hard palate, but leaving a distance in between them to allow the voice to run. That's why Sheen, it's a loose letter. Rakhawa. Harfun rakhwa. It's a loose letter. The sound is running. When I pronounce Sheen, ash. But Jim, aj, it's a tight letter. It's a tight letter. Or harfun shadid, tight letter, that sound is not running. It's stopped and blocked. Okay. I'm going to talk about the characteristics when we have the three pictures together. So this is Sheen, ash, sha, shu, she, ash, ash, ash. Fine, fine. So middle part of the tongue is raised toward the hard palate, leaving a space in between to allow the sound to run through. That's why it's a loose letter. Sheen, it's easy. What we say about Sheen, it is the same about yeah. Same, with a little difference, with a small difference, okay? Okay, there is a message address. There is a message come to message address to meeting. Aisha want to say something, but it's not a real here. Okay. Anyway.
No, I can hear you, Ustada. Jazakallah. I'm now understanding.
Okay, so everything's okay?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Regarding, yeah, my dear sisters, regarding, yeah, it's coming from the same area, middle part of the tongue with the hard palate. Same as sheen. Same. No difference. Middle part of the tongue will be raised toward the hard palate, okay? Also leaving a space in between to allow the sound to run through this area. That's why also it's a loose letter. The sound is running. The only difference between the sheen, the sheen and the ya, it's with ya. If you remember when we took the oral cavity and we said that the ya, which is not a natural mad, and the kasra are sharing the ya, the natural mad ya, the same articulation point, except for the oral cavity, except for the jaw. And we said that this exact articulation point is that the middle part of the tongue will be raised. Okay? We didn't say toward the hard palate, but now you know the middle part of the tongue is going to be raised toward the hard palate and the lower jaw is going to be lowered. This is what we say always for kasra, for ya. Middle part of the tongue is raised and the lower jaw will be lowered. This is when we pronounce the ya, which is not a natural mad, or natural mad ya. Ya, which is not a natural mad, and kasra. The same. When I pronounce the natural mad ya, I add the jaw. The jaw, which is just all this area, the space or the area in the throat, the empty in the throat and the mouth. So it's running, the sound's running, but the exact articulation point, middle part of the tongue will be higher toward the hard palate, and the lower jaw is going to be lower. And we said smiling position is wrong. If I made smiling position, you will cause your ya or kasra or ya natural mad to have ghunna. أي smiling position is not correct all over your recitation in Quran. So sheen and ya the same, except for that you are with ya, you are going to lower the lower jaw. I'm going to share you a picture for all the three letters together. And when we make comparison, everything, inshallah, it will be clearer and it will be easier. Now you can see. Well, my dears, here, Jim, Sheen, Ya, Kasra, okay? Always. I'm going to write it down here. What I'm going to have the white color. Yeah, or Kasra. Or the natural mad, yeah, as a natural mad, which is proceeded by Kasra. No, this is not good. No, this is not good. I'm going to erase this, yeah. Okay, so all those the same, except that with natural mad, the oral cavity will be added, or the jaw. When we make comparison, inshallah, everything it will be clear. Look, my dears, with gene, with jim, jim, middle part first, they are all jim, sheen, yeah, they are all have the same articulation point, which is middle part of the tongue with the hard palate. This is the same articulation point. Middle part of the tongue with the hard palate. But what is the difference? With jim, middle part of the tongue is making full contact with the hard palate. That's why the articulation point is closed. And then we open it with a degree of force. And that's why the sound which is dragged here will be pushed also with a degree of force, and this will cause the qalqala to be happening. Aj, I close. Aj, complete contact, no space in between. While with sheen and with ya, that also the middle part of the tongue is raised toward the heart palate. Same. Here and here, same. But we leave a distance in between to allow the voice to run through. Same. That's why both sheen and ya, they are loose letter or harfun rakh. Loose letters, the sound is running. So sheen and ya, same. Difference between the sheen and the ya, that with ya, the lower jaw will be lowered. The lower jaw will be lowered. Fine. It's not difficult. Just need to revise and study. And of course, some few things, study, understand first, and pictures are clear, inshallah. And you have to memorize after understanding. Okay? Okay. I want now to go to have examples regarding the three letters. Let's go and have examples. We'll begin with Jim. Okay. Here is Jim. Yeah, now you can see. Okay, my dear sister, starting from now, you are going to repeat kindly after me, okay? But of course, as we know now that you are going to repeat while all the microphones are muted, but you repeat with a high sound that you can hear yourself. Yeah, repeat loudly so you can hear yourself. This is very important. Okay, let's begin. As we used to do that, always we begin with the letter in the four cases. Sukoon, Fatha, Dhamma, and Kasra. Of course, this is supposed to be Hamzatul Wasl, but okay. It's written like this, khalas, it's fine. So, repeat after me, please. With Jim, you remember, my dear sister, the articulation point is going to be totally closed and then open with a degree of force. So we say, Aj, Aj, Aj. Aj. Okay, Aj. I want you to pay attention. Aj, Aj. This is the sound of qalqala. But if I say Aj, this is sound of fatha. Now don't open your mouth. Just leave the articulation point. Aj, Aj, not Aj, not Aji. Aji is kasra. Aji is kasra. So pay attention to the articulation point of each letter. You are doing exactly what we did say. No adding. No adding. Do not move your lips. Do not move your vertically or as if you're pronouncing fatha or kasra. No. Aj. That's it. Repeat. Aj. We pronounce the jim with fatha as we agree. We are going first to pronounce the letter from its articulation point, huh? Middle part of the tongue. And then I pronounce the fatha. Okay? Ja. Ja. So it's from the same articulation point. Pronounce the jim and then the fatha. Jim, you know now. The fatha we know, taban, of course, خلاص, it's finished. We all know the fatha. It's the same of natural mad except for jawf. The tongue must be relaxed and vertical opening. Ja, not ja. Ja. Repeat. Here, Jew. Jew. And look to my mouth. Jew. G. G, G. الحج. Here we have Jim with shadda and dhamma. So two G. The first one with sukoon, huh? Okay. And the second one with dhamma. First one, I will not be able to apply qalqala, even if it's with sukoon. And we say this more than one time. If the letter have shadda, the first letter which is having sukoon, I cannot apply hams. I cannot apply qalqala. It's natural. Do not worry. Al-hajj. Okay. Sorry, it's dhamma. Al-hajju. Al-hajju. اجتثت. 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 Of course, here I'm going to add kasra under the hamza الوسط. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm going to add dhamma here. اجتثت. اجتثت. Sorry. الفجر. 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 حج. 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 If I'm going to stop, it's going to be hajj. If I'm going to pronounce with fatha, it's going to be hajja. Hajja. Try the both, please. Hijrin. 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 If I'm going to stop, I'm going to replace the tanween with kasra by sukoon. So it's going to be hijr. Hijr. الفجارة. الفجارة. جحيم. جحيم. This is if I'm going to stop, it's because here I'm going to apply مد عرض السكون or temporary mad is going to be for 4 counts. Or if I'm going to continue, it's going to be جحيم. جحيم. Please try both. Okay, this is regarding the dream. And do not ever forget that when we pronounce any letter with any short vowel, first we pronounce the letter from its articulation point, and then I pronounce the short vowel from its articulation point. The letter when it has sukoon, all must be completely clear. The articulation point and all the characteristics. The characteristics of the sifat I'm going to explain more in the second video because the time is out. We are near to be out here in this meeting. So we will explain next meeting. Now let's move to, okay, it's 4 minutes. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Do not go any place. I'm going to begin the second meeting immediately because this is, as you know, it's a scheduled meeting. So we do not go anywhere. Just wait for me, okay? I will be back, inshallah.